This is dedicated to my dad, Brian Boyer, who was a great man and even more of an amazing father, grandfather, and great-grandfather. This is a family story that revolves around a car that was more than just a car. It's a story of a legacy, a revival, and a goal of honoring my dad. My dad was born and raised in Indiana, where his father, Harold, was a farmer turned mechanic at a very young age. He was also a preacher and a psychologist. While going to school full-time for psychology, working full-time building Allison airplane fighter engines, he also got married in 1939 to my grandmother, Christine. In 1942, my father was born. My dad learned his mechanical ability from a young age from his father. Dad was into motorcycles, with BSAs and Triumphs being a primary focus. Then in 1960, started looking at a Jaguar MKII, but found that was out of his price range. He found a Sunbeam Tiger that was wrecked. That's the only way he would buy something. If it ran or looked good, it wasn't for him. Then in 1978, that changed. He got a call from his brother, Doug, in Massachusetts, saying there is a Tiger Mark II for sale. He bought it, which was the only car he bought that ran and looked good. Her famous words while on a test drive was, "Step on it, you're going too slow." He really got into these Sunbeams and started buying more that were wrecked and that either had a blown engine or transmission. His collection was kept a secret and kept growing as years went on. I went to some car shows with him when I was a kid, and it was featured in the Car Collector magazine. I remember this time like it was yesterday, and was happy to be a part of this. In 1985, according to the Car Collector magazine, it was judged as one of the best Tigers in existence. Eventually, the number of projects grew, and the Sunbeam Tiger found itself in a garage. As his health deteriorated, the garage never became completed, and therefore the car continued to sit outside. He passed away before his dream of revamping the Tiger II became reality. After this hard loss of my father, I had a goal to get the car going after all these years, sitting outside, and honor him and his dreams to finish the car. I got a hold of Tiger Tom, who knew my dad but never knew about his secret collection. This led to a letter to the Sunbeam Club members about the collection. I got an email from Phil Jones, who asked if these were Brian Boyer's cars and has been trying to get a hold of him to work on his Tiger II. In 2 short weeks, Phil called and asked if I wanted to fire it up after he did some work on it. A few years back, my dad got in touch with Phil to help get the Tiger running again for my son's wedding. The one time I got to drive this car was away for my wedding, and my father wanted the same for his grandson, which never became a reality as he passed away shortly before the wedding. Phil was gracious enough to say bring the car down and we'll start working on it. So in May of 2018, 30 years of a car not running was sent to Phil's garage. It fired right up and sounded great. We worked many hours cleaning the car and trying to get it done for my wife's and I 33rd wedding anniversary. She had no clue how close the car was to be getting done and thought it would be a year or more. So on August 24th, my son and his wife pulled up the car to the church and parked it in the same spot it was 33 years ago. I was able to surprise my wife as we walked out of the church, renewing our vows, and drive away carrying 33 years of great memories. My wife and I now have been enjoying the car and plan on attending our first United Car Show in Wisconsin. This car isn't just a car. It's a story of my father's dream of getting this car going again. It makes having the ability to relive the lifetime of memories we had working on bikes and cars together. The life lessons he taught me that I carry on with me each and every day. It's not just a car, it's a legacy.